Struggling with child psychology for NEET MDS? Let's make it super easy in just minutes. Today, we are decoding child development stages plus theories of child psychology, the most asked concepts from pedodontics. One lecture, total clarity, and guaranteed MCQs in your pocket. So, myself Dr. Rahul Tiwari, and let's begin with Dentovision. Let's start with the age-wise classification. First is infancy, 0 to 1 year. This stage is all about reflexes and attachment. The baby depends completely on caregivers and bonding is very important. Next is toddler, that is 1 to 3 years. Here you see autonomy developing. The child starts walking and gaining independence, which is why questions on autonomy are frequently asked. Then comes preschool, 3 to 6 years. This is the stage of language development and imagination. Kids ask a lot of questions and cognitive growth accelerates. After that is school age, that is 6 to 12 years. Now the focus shifts to logic, learning, and social skills. This is where academic performance and peer interaction becomes important. Finally, adolescence, that is 12 to 18 years. This stage is all about identity formation, a very high yield area for exam questions. Now let's move to the most important part, milestones, which are repeatedly asked. At 6 months, the baby sits with support. At 9 months, the baby starts crawling. By 1 year, child walks and speak 1 to 2 words. At 2 years, expect 2-word sentences, and by 3 years, the child is toilet trained. One very important exam point is speech delay is the earliest sign of developmental delay. This is a classic PYQ. Now coming to red flags, which are extremely important. If a child has no social smile by 3 months, it's abnormal. If there is no sitting by 9 months, that's a concern. If a child is not walking by 18 months, it's a red flag. And if there is no speech by 2 years, you must suspect developmental delay. Finally, remember the golden rule for quick revision, 3-9-18-2 rule. That means 3 months no smile, 9 months no sitting, 18 months no walking, and 2 years no speech. This rule alone can help you solve multiple MCQs in seconds. Now let's learn the most important and repeatedly asked topics in NEET MDS, reflexes in child development. Focus here is simple, types of reflexes plus their timing plus their clinical importance. First, understand the classification. There are two main types, primitive reflexes present at birth and disappear with brain maturation. Another one is protective reflexes that develop later and usually persist for life. Let's start with primitive reflexes. Moro reflex, also known as startle reflex. When a baby feels sudden movement or sound, his arms abduct and extend, then come back, that is known as flexion. It's present at birth and disappears by 5 to 6 months. Absence or asymmetry can lead to neurological issue. Second one, rooting reflex. Touch the cheek, baby turns head towards stimulus. Helps in feeding, disappears by 4 months. Next one is sucking reflex. It touches the lips and baby starts sucking. Essential for feeding, disappears by 4 months. Palmar grasp reflex. Place finger in palm and make strong grasp. It disappears by 5 to 6 months. Tonic neck reflex. When head turns to one side and on the same side arm extends, also known as fencing posture. It disappears by 6 months. These are very frequently asked in exams. Now let's move to protective reflexes. Number 1, parachute reflex, most important. When baby is tilted forward, his arms extend to protect. It appears at 8 to 9 months and persists lifelong. This is a neat MDS classic question. Landau reflex. Baby in prone position and heads and legs extends. It appears at 3 months and disappears by 12 to 24 months. Now let's move to plantar grasp reflex. When the baby touches sole, his toes reflex. It disappears by 9 to 12 months. Now let's remember some PYQ. Parachute reflex equal to lifelong. More reflex absence equal to neurological defect. Persistence of primitive reflex equal to abnormal. And ATNR equal to fencing posture. Now you will ask, what is ATNR? That is also known as tonic neck reflex. Let's move to clinical importance. That is very relevant for pedodontics. It helps in early neurological assessment, detects developmental delay, useful in child behavior evaluation in dental practice, and also indicates possible CNS abnormalities. Let's read and remember some mnemonics which make super easy. Some say people take medicine regularly equal to sucking, rooting, palmer, tonic neck and Moro. Moro gone by 6, parachute stays forever. If you remember just 3 things, you can solve most MCQs. Number 1, timing, that is appearance and disappearance. Second, primitive versus protective. And third, parachute equal to lifelong. Freud's psychosexual theory. If you understand this once, you can easily solve direct MCQs from pedodontics. First, a quick intro. Sigmund Freud proposed that personality develops through stages of pleasure and conflict during childhood. He also described 3 components of personality: ID, that is instincts and desires; ego, reality and decision making; superego, morality and values. Now let's move to 5 psychosexual stages, very important for exams. Number 1, oral stage. Starts from 0 to 1 year. It's a pleasure zone, mouth. Activities can be sucking, biting, feeding, and goal is gratification through oral activities. Fixation leads to thumb sucking, nail biting, smoking, or overeating. Stage 2, anal stage, 1 to 3 years. Most important, pleasure zone, anus, key activity, toilet training, and goal, control over bowel and bladder. Fixation types are anal retentive, can lead to perfectionist, rigid, obsessive. Anal expulsive can lead to messy, careless, and rebellious. This stage is most commonly asked in NEET exams. Third, phallic stages, 3 to 6 years. Focus on genital awareness, and the key concepts are Oedipus complex, that is for boys, and Electra complex for girls. Its goal is resolve attraction towards opposite parents. Fixation leads to vanity, guilt, relationship issues. Fourth, latency stage, 6 to 12 years. Sexual urges become dominant. Focus shifts to learning, social skills, and friendships. No major fixation here. The last stage is genital stage, that is 12 plus years. It matures, sexual interest develop, focus on relationships, love, emotional bonding. Healthy development leads to mature personality. Key concept to remember. Fixation occurs when needs are either oversatisfied or undersatisfied. This leads to abnormal traits in adulthood. Mnemonic, you can remember like OAPLG, that is oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. Let's move to some exam oriented highlights. Anal stage, most asked. Oedipus complex, classic MCQ. Fixation outcomes, frequently questions. And early childhood is critical for personality development. If you remember just three things, you will crack most questions: order of stages, age plus pleasure zone, and fixation outcomes. Pavlov's classical conditioning. This is one of those areas where direct MCQs are asked, especially from definitions and clinical applications. Let's start with the core idea. Classical conditioning is learning by association. A neutral stimulus, when paired repeatedly with natural stimulus, starts producing the same response. Now understand the core components. Very important from exam point of view. Unconditioned stimulus naturally triggers a response. Examples: food, pain, dental drill. Unconditioned response, automatic natural reaction. Example: salivation, fear, crime. Natural stimulus initially produces no response. Example: sound of dental clinic or bell. Now comes the key step, pairing phase. When neutral stimulus is repeatedly paired with unconditioned stimulus, learning starts. Now, conditioned stimulus. Previously, neutral stimulus becomes a learned trigger. Example: dental sound after pairing. Conditioned response. Learned response after conditioning. Example: fear of salivation even without actual pain. So the full sequences become NS plus US leads to UR, CS and CR, or simply remember before pairing and after pairing. Now let's discuss important phenomena very commonly asked. Acquisition, learning phase where association is formed. Extinction, response gradually decreases when CS is presented without US. Spontaneous recovery, extinguished response comes back after a gap. Generalization, similar stimuli produce the same response. And discrimination, ability to differentiate between stimuli. Now let's know us like what's the full form stands. US stands for unconditioned stimulus, whereas UR for unconditioned response. NS for neutral stimulus, whereas CS for conditioned stimulus, and CR for conditioned response. Therefore, NS plus US leads to UR, CS and CR. PYQ highlights, very important. US versus CS equal to most confusing question. Generalization versus discrimination equal to repeat MCQs. Dental fear equal to classical example of classical conditioning. Extinction equal to frequently tested. Now let's move to clinical application. Dental anxiety develops due to conditioning. Fear in child patient is often learned response. Can be managed using desensitization, positive reinforcement and behavior shaping technique. If you remember just three things, you will solve most MCQs. Number 1, definitions of US, UR, CS, CR and UR. Second, sequence of conditioning. And third, phenomena like extinction and generalization. Jean Piaget's cognitive developmental theory. Piaget explained how a child's thinking develops in four fixed stages. Stage 1, sensory motor, that is from 0 to 2 years. In this stage, learning happens through senses and movements. The most important concept here is object permanence. The child understands that objects still exist even when they are not visible. Initially, actions are reflex based but gradually becomes intentional. Stage 2, pre-operational, that leads from 2 years to 7 years. Here, Thinking is symbolic. Children start using language, imagination, and symbols. But there are key limitations. Egocentrism. They cannot see things from others' perspective. No conservation. They think quantity changes if shape changes. Stage 3. Concrete operational. 7 to 11 years. Now logical thinking develops, but only for real, concrete situations. Key concept here is conservation. Understanding that quantity remains the same despite changes in shape or form. Children can now solve problems logically but still struggle with abstract ideas. Stage 4. Formal operational. 11 plus years. This is the stage of advanced thinking. Abstract thinking begins. They can think about hypothetical situations. Hypothetical reasoning develops, useful for planning and problem solving. PYQ high yield mapping questions can come like object permanence led to sensory motor stage, egocentrism is pre-operational stage, conservation it comes in concrete operational. Cognitive development helps. Cognitive development happens in a fixed sequence. Children actively construct knowledge through experience, thinking progress from simple to complex. This is clinically important for behavior management in dentistry. Now let's have quick revision in mnemonic form. SPCF. Sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational and formal operational. Erik Erikson Psychosocial Developmental Theory. Erikson described 8 stages of life, each with a psychosocial conflict. Stage 1. Trust versus mistrust. 0 to 1 year. It's an infancy stage. If the child receives care and love, trust develops. If neglected, mistrust develops. Stage 2. Autonomy versus shame. 1 to 3 years. It's a toddler stage. Focus on independence. Toilet training is a key event. Failure leads to shame and doubt. Stage 3. Initiative versus guilt. It's from 3 to 6 years. Childhood curiosity phase. Child starts asking questions and exploring. Encouragement leads to initiative, whereas restriction leads to guilt. Stage 4. Industry versus inferiority. That start from 6 to 12 years. It's a school going stage. Focus on skill development and performance. Success leads to industry, whereas failure leads to inferiority. Stage 5. Identity versus role confusion. It's an adolescent stage. Most important stage for exams. Focus on identity formation and self concept. Failure leads to role confusion. Stage 6. Intimacy versus isolation. It's for young adult stage. Focus on relationships and emotional bonding. Failure to it leads to isolation. Stage 7. Generativity and versus stagnation. It's a purely adulthood. Focus on productivity and contribution to society. Failure to this leads to stagnation. Stage 8. Integrity versus despair. It's an old age. Reflection stage. Satisfaction with life leads to integrity, whereas regret leads to despair. Now, some PYQ high yield points. Identity crisis is found in adolescent stage, whereas autonomy in toddler stage, trust in infancy stage. Let's have some exam tips. We can get the questions like match stage with age, very common MCQ. Early stage depends heavily on parental care. Frequently asked in behavior management. Why it matters in dentistry? Understanding psychosocial stages helps in number 1, patient communication, number 2, behavior management, and number 3, building trust with pediatric patients. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow explained human motivation as a 5-level hierarchy. Key rule is lower needs must be satisfied before higher needs. Level 1, physiological needs, that is for basic survival. This is the lowest level, includes food, water, sleep, and shelter. These are essential for basic survival. Level 2, safety needs. Focus on security and protection. It includes physical safety, stability, and financial and health security. Level 3, love and belonging. It focuses on relationships and includes family, friends, and social connections. Level 4, esteem needs. Focus on self-worth and includes self-respect, recognition, and achievement. Level 5, self-actualization. It is on highest level. This is the ultimate goal, it can be. The 3 points are full potential, personal growth, and self-fulfillment. Key concepts. Needs are arranged in a hierarchy. Unsatisfied lower needs block higher level growth. Top level equal to self-fulfillment and growth. PYQ high yield points. Lowest level is physiological level, whereas highest level is self-actualization level. Lower needs must be satisfied first. If we see from exam point of view, order of pyramid equal to very common MCQ. Motivational theory by Maslow. Basic need is physiological, whereas highest goal is self-actualization. Now let's move to clinical relevance. Understanding patient needs helps in better communication, improving motivation for treatment, and effective behavior management. B.F. Skinner's operant conditioning, a core concept for behavior management in pedodontics. Core idea is behavior is controlled by its consequences. Operant conditioning basics. If behavior is reinforced, it increases. If behavior is punished, it decreases. Type of reinforcement and control. Number 1, positive reinforcement. Giving a reward after desired behavior. Example, toys, praise, results in behavior increases. Negative reinforcement. Removing an unpleasant stimulus. Example, reducing fear of pain during treatment. Results, behavior increases. Number 3, punishment. Introducing an unpleasant consequence. Results, behaviors decrease. Number 4, extinction. Ignoring unwanted behavior. It results in behavior gradually stops. Clinical scenario. Before, child is fearful, anxious, and uncooperative. After applying operant conditioning, child becomes calm, happy, and cooperative. Behavior loop. Very important concept. Reinforce behavior, repeat. Repeated reinforcement strengthens habit formation. Exam point of view, important focus points. Operant conditioning equal to most asked topic. Type of reinforcement equal to frequent MCQs. Application in behavior management is also asked. Why it matters in dentistry? It improves child cooperation, reduces dental anxiety, and builds positive dental attitude. Reward good behavior, ignore bad behavior, because behavior changes over the time. Albert Bandura's social learning theory. Learning by observation, highly important in pedodontics. Core idea is children learn by watching others, not just by direct experience. Observational learning is a key concept, also called as modeling. A child observes a model, remembers the behavior, and later imitates it. Four steps of observational learning. Most expected MCQs can come. Number 1. Attention. Child observes the model carefully. Number 2. Retention. Child remembers the behavior. Number 3. Reproduction. Child imitates or performs the behavior. And number 4. Motivation. Reward or praise reinforces the behavior. Clinical example. One child is treated calmly, another child watches, thinks I can do it too, then cooperates during treatment. Observational learning process flow. Model behavior. Other child treated calmly. Observation is attention. Memory storage is retention. Imitation, reproduction. And reward or praise is reinforcement. From exam focus points, observational learning equal to very common MCQs. Four steps are directly asked, frequently tested in behavior management. Why it matters in dentistry. Number 1, it reduces dental anxiety. Number 2, it builds positive attitude in children. Number 3, it encourages cooperation. And number 4, it improves treatment success. Pro tip for NEET MDS. Common question includes steps of observational learning, applications in child behavior, difference from classical conditioning. Quick recall line can be, children learn what they see, not just what they are told. If this video made child development, reflexes and theories finally click, don't stop here. Hit subscribe to DentoVision right now. Get daily high yield concepts for NEET MDS. Learn exactly what gets asked. Nothing extra, no confusion. Comment pedo done so I know you are serious about cracking NEET MDS. This isn't just preparation, this is smart preparation with DentoVision. Stay consistent, stay ahead.